Hey guys, how you doing? It's been a little while since I've done one of these live streams. Feels a bit weird actually. Yeah, it's been a little while. And you can probably tell actually by the hair. The hair is just crazy at the moment. That's why it's underneath a hat. Lockdown hair in full effect. Yeah, so live stream today is all about the 10,000 subscribers on my channel. Honestly, I'm so over the moon with the fact that it's actually grown to 10,000 in about last year. I only really started putting loads of effort into my YouTube channel beginning of last year. So when I think I did 30 tips in 30 days, or it was 31 tips in 31 days in January. And yeah, from then it just kind of took off, and you guys have been behind me, you've been supporting me, you've been loving the videos. So yeah, I just wanted to do this little kind of live stream, this kind of Q&A live stream. And just here to answer any questions you've got. So if you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. Yeah, if you're on I'm gathering you must be on the YouTube page, or you're in the app or something like that. Just drop a question into the chat and I'll see it within there. So I thought I'd kick off first of all. Actually, there was actually a question that came in straight away actually on the community post. I don't know how many of you guys actually see the community posts. These just underneath my page, there is on my channel, my YouTube channel. You can actually go to. This is just so big, isn't it? What's going on here? Yeah. So in the community section underneath my channel, let's go to my channel. Yeah, so community, this is where I kind of, if you haven't seen this part before, this is where I kind of answer questions and I post up things every now and again. And yeah, I kind of announced this here. I know a lot of you guys probably haven't seen this bit, but I did get a message from Vince. So Vince said, well, he congratulated me on the 10,000 subscribers, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. It's asking about tips and advice on a good breakdown and constructing a build up. He says that's the hardest part for him. Actually, when it comes to breakdowns, that's kind of my favorite part. I love the breakdowns. I think mainly because I come from I guess come from that world when I was kind of first going out clubbing, when I was first buying music, and the breakdowns were everything. They were huge. They were the biggest part of the track. When you're talking of, big trance songs or big house songs, that kind of breakdown was where everything really kind of happened. And I kind of love that part. I really do. But yeah, I've probably got a few tips I can give you on like creating breakdowns and build ups. And I think it really depends on what kind of track you're going for. If you're going for a big club track, then really you want to make sure that you're kind of keeping some beats in there, because you don't want to drop out all the beats, because whoever's dancing to it on the dance floor are not going to be able to keep their rhythm. So you want to kind of keep some beats going on within there. So maybe that might be just maybe a kick drum, or it might be, a hat and some claps. You just need something to kind of keep the rhythm, the pace going within that track, so that people that are dancing on the dance floor don't kind of lose it. Now, as to the kind of approach you go for your breakdown, it really depends on your kind of music. When it comes to like my kind of breakdowns, and I'll kind of show you in this track that I've got here. So this is my new track, When I Go Back. And within here, I really kind of drop it away, and it goes into a breakbeaty two-step kind of section. But generally, most of the time, I usually strip it back to maybe just a kick and the bass, for example. I kind of take it very kind of deep, and that's kind of where I go for it. With this one, I've kind of just broken it away. It just kind of ends out of nowhere. So yeah, that's kind of the breakdown of when I go back, and it's a little bit different to my usual kind of breakdowns. I wouldn't say it's completely different, but usually kind of when kind of tracks come into that breakdown, usually what I do is I strip things away. So usually I'll strip away the tops, so the claps, the hats, the snares and things like that, and I usually strip it back to just the kick and the bass. That's because I want to create a nice kind of deep, moody kind of thing. And I think the kind of top end, the hi-hats and the claps, they create a lot of kind of energy. So taking those away instantly makes it feel kind of deeper. And then I kind of introduce them as you kind of go along. However, if you're making kind of maybe tech house or something like that, then you probably want to keep that momentum going. So maybe instead of dropping out the tops, the claps and the hats, maybe you keep them in and you drop out the kick and the bass, just so you kind of got that kind of the rhythm still going, the energy still going, and that's really important for a club track. It really depends on where you're going with it. With that one, for example, this one we've got here, I've got about a minute's worth of breakdown, but you've got that kind of that two-steppy bit in the middle, so it kind of keeps that momentum. It doesn't feel like such of a big breakdown. It almost feels like it's going into a different type of track. There's only really 15 seconds at the start of that and 15 seconds at the end where there's no beats really going on there. So yeah, it's all about playing around with it and having some fun. Just if you can, though, I would definitely recommend, probably not at the moment, but when we can get back into clubs, if you're a DJ, then definitely kind of try your tracks out and see how you go. Usually I will make breakdowns, and I think many producers will make tracks generally too long, and you'll find that when you're playing it in your set, then you might need to cut it down, or some bits go on too long and some bits are too short, and that can be a real problem with breakdowns, because in the studio you're in your head and you're thinking, oh, the crowd's going crazy, but when you play it in your set and you suddenly look at them and there's no beat there, so they're not kind of moving, they're not doing anything, and that kind of kills it. So you kind of have to it's all about experience with that kind of stuff, kind of figuring out how long you can leave it without beats and how long you can kind of prolong that kind of stuff without losing their interest. So yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think there's any really hard and fast rules to breakdowns, and especially to build-ups. Build-ups are a whole different kind of ball game, and I go between them. With this one, for example, we've got this kind of kick, this kind of build-up kick here, which is an old school kind of technique. It's just a 16th kind of kick. No, it's not 16th. 1/8. It's not the usual kind of 4/4. It's 1/8. And what I'm doing is I'm literally just automating the volume in. So I've got a utility on there. I'm just automating the volume on that. Gets really kind of thumpy on its own there, but that is kind of usually you'd have kind of maybe a snare roll or a snare build, or you've got some kind of noise of some sort. I do actually have some noise in there. Yeah, I've got some noise here. This is just a white noise. I'll zoom in. You're gonna let me? That's it. So yeah, this is just a white noise in the background. And I think really the kind of key is to really kind of vary those kind of things within your tracks. It might be a bit cliche sometimes if you're using a snare build every single time. I mean, it might be the kind of characteristic of your track, but you might want to kind of just play around with it. Sometimes I'm making a track and I'm thinking, well, I don't want to just go for a white noise rise. I don't want to just do that. I want to do something different. So that's kind of why I like switching things up a little bit. In fact, let me open up another remix I've done recently, because I really flipped it on its head as to how I went about it. I'm trying to think of which remix it was now. Let me get this one. I think it's this one. Yes, so yeah, hopefully that helps. Hopefully that kind of helps you with some advice on breakdowns. For me, I always enjoy it. It's the most fun part about a track is that breakdown thing, because you're stripping stuff out and you're bringing stuff back in again. It's always fun. I want to say a big hello to Nathan Cox. I can see, sorry, I'm looking at the chat over there. I've got the chat somewhere on my screen. But yeah, so I can see Nathan Cox is in there and Tony's in there. Tony, how you doing, mate? Honestly, I've just done a remix of one of his tracks It is an amazing track. The vocal on it is amazing. Let's Rise. I'll go through that at some point on my channel. Actually, I'll show you guys how I made it. But yeah, the remix out called Let's Rise. Love that track. The vocals on it are so poignant right now. It's all about, you know, how it's just terrible at the moment, so crap at the moment, you know, all this stuff that's going around in the world. But we will get through it. And I love the message within that. So this is another track that I've done just recently. In fact, this is probably the first time it's been played anywhere. This has got the vocals of Barbara Tucker on it, believe it or not. This is an amazing one. I think, yeah, I'm not quite sure when the release date will be for this, but I wanted to kind of just point this out for you guys because we're talking about breakdowns, and with this breakdown, I actually kind of break it down to nothing. So there's no kind of build up, there's no snare build up going on, there's no white noise. It literally goes down to nothing, and then you've got a bit of a kind of crash going on there, and it goes back into it. I'll show you what I mean. I just want to make sure we've got nothing on the master channel. I think this is going to work. Oh, let's put the ozone on there. I'll make sure the limiter's on there. Hopefully this all works. Oh, another amazing vocal. And it's such a pleasure to remix Barbara Tucker. She is just an amazing vocalist. But yeah, I want to show you that kind of example. The first time I've played this track to anybody, so you guys are hearing it first. As I say, this is going to be out maybe in a month's time, 2 months' time. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, the whole reason I wanted to play that for you is because that is the main breakdown. That is the main breakdown, and it ends up nothing. It goes quieter and quieter and really strips things out, and then it kind of just a little kind of crash kind of feel, and then everything comes back in again. But it's a deeper kind of track, so it kind of works like that. There's no kind of real big build up, but you've got this kind of, because everything comes back in again after it being so quiet, you really get that kind of impact. So it's a kind of, yeah, it's a different way of doing it, and this is kind of what I mean. I kind of go between different ways of doing it. I get a bit bored of doing the same thing every single time. So when it comes to, yeah, I think when you come to do things like breakdowns, I think it's actually when you're just producing tracks, you want to kind of vary it up for yourself, so you're not doing the same thing every single time, and it makes it interesting for you then. Because I think sometimes making music can feel a bit like painting by numbers, where you're kind of, I guess you're just, oh, this is the bass that I always use, this is the synth that I always use, this is the drums that I always use, and you fall into that kind of thing where you're doing the same thing every single time, which is why I just kind of like, yeah, I like varying it up. I don't like to get too bored. Oh, I can see Samuel has joined the chat, Ivan's joined the chat. It's nice for you guys to join in. I say, ask questions, ask away. This is what this session's all about, this live stream's all about. I want to do a little bit of a Q&A, and in fact, if you guys like this, then I'll keep doing it. I'm not quite sure whether the notifications have been going out, actually. It's really, yeah, I've had some problems with YouTube recently. I'm not quite sure why the notifications aren't going out fully. So, yeah, hopefully I'll try and do this on a more regular kind of basis if you guys like it. So I can see, hang on a second, let me pull up the chat. I have the chat in here somewhere. Let me close some windows around here. So I can see here, so 1,000 Memories said, where can I find Soul Diva acapellas? Proper Soul Diva type acapellas. So I'm guessing by that you mean like big, huge, yeah, proper diva vocal, but cleared ones, not just acapellas, like ones you can actually use within your tracks. It's quite hard to find good vocals, because when it comes to sample packs, when you're looking through sample packs, usually sample packs are the vocals that didn't get used on a track. Like if they were good enough for a track, then they probably would have been used on a track, which is why you're probably getting them as a on a sample pack. So that's why, yeah, generally you've got to really work at sample packs to make them, you know, work within your tracks. Diva acapellas, I'm trying to think of where best to get them from. Personally, what I would do if you're looking for old school kind of diva kind of vocals, not many kind of places are doing those style of vocals anymore. Maybe because we're getting back more to a house kind of sound and a proper song kind of sound now. Actually, people are making songs with proper lyrics in rather than just dance bangers. Maybe we'll start getting some good sample packs. But if I was you, I would go on to eBay, Amazon, and search up old sample packs, because there are plenty that were released in the 90s, and I think you might even find a couple from the 80s, but mainly the 90s and the noughties. Find some old sample CDs. There's ones by Zero G, by EJ, by Magix. They might look kind of terrible and you can't listen to them. They're on CD, so they're just on the website. You're not going to be able to preview any of the samples, but sometimes you'll find some really good ones. I was trying to think if I actually have any within the studio. No, I don't think I have. I've got them. See, the thing is, I've got hundreds of CDs, sample CDs, and basically what I do is I take the sample CDs, I rip them to my hard drive, and then I put the CD away in storage somewhere. And I don't think I've got any CDs around. Oh, I've got this one. Well, this is not really a vocal CD, but this one I've just literally bought from eBay or Amazon. I think it was eBay. So this is like a kind of, I guess, well, I think it's a breakbeat one I bought. It was just a really cheap one from eBay, but I just buy lots of old sample CDs, and every now and again you'll find that gem of a vocal. And because they're old sample CDs, one, they're a sample CD, so you can actually use it because obviously it was sold as a sample CD, same kind of rights. Obviously make sure on the CD it says royalty free. And also nobody's going to be using them because they're old, and people will just be on Splice, Loop Masters, and using the same vocals. So I always say, like, look in different places for your vocals and see where you can go from there. Also, another thing that I will suggest, if you're really looking for a good vocal, I think you really need to go and actually find a good vocalist. I honestly believe that. I've only worked with a few vocalists myself. I've been doing a lot more engineering recently. So I've been working with a few more. But you'll find if you go on to places like Fiverr, for example, where you can hire people, you can hire services and stuff, and you can find people that will actually write songs for you, like write the lyrics and sing it and everything. They're really kind of good. Like I think there's a few on here. So this one, let's have a look at this one. So this woman here will record a full song with vocals, or pre-written songs. So it's actually going to write the you've actually got to write the lyrics there. But with this package here, it's okay, fair enough, it's £200, but she will write the melody, lyrics and harmonies and vocals for your track, which is great. It's going to give you a professional vocalist and songwriter, and this is not going to be used on anywhere else. And it's, yeah, this Fiverr is a great website for kind of reaching people like that. If you don't have the contacts, if you don't have, anybody that you can talk to, singers and stuff like that, Fiverr could be a good way of doing it. And I found a few on there that I haven't contacted yet, but I'm very tempted with working with them. Generally, I have a few contacts already that I kind of work with, but Fiverr has got some really good talent on there, so I definitely recommend trying them out. Yeah, original vocals are always best. Trying to find vocal samples is a nightmare and will just take you ages and ages and ages. Any more questions? Drop them in the thing. You like the vocals? Oh, sorry, 1000 Memories says that you like the vocals from On the Corner track. That was actually a remix. That was a remix by Chris Corey. Chris Corey's a track On the Corner. I have no idea where he got the vocals for that from. It was just, yeah, I have no idea. but it was a good vocal. And this is the thing, like when I get sent through remixes, I honestly usually can't turn them down because I love the vocals. So I'm like, I'm going to do something with it. True Deep Sounds saying all the best from Poland. It's good to hear that my channel's reaching everywhere across the globe, which is really nice. I wanted to do the live stream at 8 p.m. GMT in the UK, just so that hopefully everybody can get onto it. People in America, people in Europe. Hopefully it's at a good time. Gabriel asking for the ID of this mic. The mic is actually a Rode pod mic. It's actually really fairly priced. They're about £100, $100 ish. And it's a decent sound, isn't it? I mean, it's not too bad at all. I have a compressor under here, which just basically, it's not really doing too much. It's just whenever I'm playing something through the computer, it will then duck the microphone. That's all it's doing really. So there's not really too much processing going on with this. I think there's a little bit of gating maybe. It sounds better when I'm kind of doing videos and stuff. I've got this all set up for the live stream. But yeah, this is a brilliant microphone. I know there's another one that was another Rode mic that was released recently, which I was tempted to go for. But this pod mic, honestly, has done me really well. And this is what I use for all my tutorials as well. So if you've listened to me do any of my tutorials on Sonic Academy, for example, all done through this microphone. It's a really good microphone. Are there any more questions? Has anybody got any more questions? If not, I might just dive into one of my tracks and start explaining one of them. Just start rambling about one of my tracks. And see if you guys have tuned in. Definitely just, you know, rather than just watching, you can just ask questions. I'm happy to answer anything that you want. Any tricks that I do, I don't know, anything that's kind of, yeah, any of my little dirty secrets. Let's have a look at opening another remix or something. I'm trying to think of what I could actually open. Should probably have had a look through this before I started doing this. I'm going to go through my hard drive. I don't want to show you too much because I've got a lot of client stuff on here. I've started doing some engineering recently. I've been working on some huge tracks, and I don't even know whether I can actually talk about them because I'm co-producing them with somebody else. So I'm not really quite sure whether I'm allowed to say that, but I've been working on some really great stuff, which will then also help the Dirty Secret stuff as well. Let's have a look at what else I've got coming up. Some really interesting stuff. Oh, the sermon. Yes, I've done a remix for Pray for More. That's out tomorrow. I always forget all the tracks that I've done, the remixes. Well, actually, it's mostly just remixes that I forget. Just mainly because I go through so many remixes. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up on my record label as well, Everyday Hustlers, relaunching that for this year. And we pretty much got a release out every 3 weeks or so on that. If you guys are producing and you make music that's similar to mine, definitely send it my way. You never know. You know, that's something I could, if I could hear it on my label and I like it, I could well put it out. So yeah, this is another remix. So I'll give you a lowdown on this remix while I'm waiting for a few more questions to come through. So this is a remix of Pray for More's The Sermon, which should be out tomorrow. It's got an amazing vocal from Eric Turner. Oh, it's so good. I'll give you a bit of a blast of it so you can see it and listen to it, and yeah, it's just so cool.
I'm here to encourage somebody's heart on today that whom the Son sets free is free indeed. You're free on today. Would you encourage your neighbor and just tell your neighbor you're free on today? You no longer have to live by the labels that people will place on your life. So you decide, because there's something different about me, you have the right to label me and then limit me because there's something different from you. Then you assign a definition to that label that allows me enough freedom to be alive, but not enough freedom to have a life. And you all can sit there and look cute if you want to and act like this is not the realities of our lives, but every day we are being labeled according to the decisions that we have made for our life. You can sit here and look cute if you want to, but every day people are putting labels and then limiting you according to what you choose for single mom, ex-con, ex-drug dealer, teenage pregnant mother, gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, and then they want to limit you according to the label.
So yeah, that's a new remix, The Sermon, featuring the amazing vocals of Eric Turner. And honestly, yeah, I heard those kind of vocals, the preachy kind of vocals, and I was like, yes, I've got to do something with that. Absolutely love it. This one has been a quite interesting one because this is one of the first tracks I've actually used the mono poly. Mono poly is one of those synths I've been umming and ahhing about buying for a while. I'm surprised I haven't already. I love the Korg M1. I've done so many different stuff with it, and you've probably seen it on my channel tons. But the mono poly I really love, and it was really one patch, and it's this organ patch. And I think this might actually be the first patch that loads up when you first have it. But the organ is just, I don't know, it's got something about it. It's very cool. Obviously, the M1's got loads of different organ sounds, but this one is just, it's really heavy. It's really kind of yeah, it's really driving that, and it's interesting the way, because it's yeah, it sounds organish, but as soon as you start taking that cut off up, it's, yeah, it sounds more like a synth. Weird. It's all about that cutoff and resonance on that mono poly. But yeah, it's an amazing little patch, and that one kind of started that whole remix. The strings within here are actually from, I can't take any credit, they're original samples from the original track. And I've just got them really heavily sidechained, so they really kind of pump along with the track. I wanted to kind of keep some of the original stuff in there. I've got the organ, so I was kind of like, well, it's almost like an organic kind of sound in there. And I thought, well, I'll just bring the strings in, because I probably would have added some kind of strings in there. It had that kind of feel, because it's a very kind of gospely kind of vocal. I was like, well, we need organ, we need strings, we need everything that's in kind of a gospely kind of housey kind of track. So that's why I kind of put those within there. My usual kind of drums, and if you've seen any of my walkthroughs on here, that's kind of my usual kind of drums. That's what they are. If you guys want me to explain anything, then drop a question in the chat. Happy to answer them. I can see there isn't many. No, I say if guys, you're welcome to drop questions in the chat. That's what this Q&A is all about. Yeah, I mean, what can I talk through? I guess my master channel. Does that interest you guys? I don't know. I've gone through this stuff so many times before on my walkthroughs, and most of it never really changes. For example, I got the glue. The glue is on every master channel, pretty much every track that I do. I love the glue. It's so good. It really is. Just a standard preset, I think. I'm actually using the J37, which is a tape saturator, I guess. I guess that's what you call it. Tape saturator. Yeah, I'm using that. And yeah, that works really nicely on this one. I don't really use it that often, but it's got this kind of nice kind of tape saturation on it. And then I've actually just got ozone on just for the mastering. And generally I would just turn the mastering off for this when it comes to sending it to obviously get mastered, because I get all of my stuff externally mastered. I'll use ozone to kind of get my own master when I want to play it in my sets. But generally I'll just turn that off. And yeah, this one was a really simple one. There's not many elements with it. It's literally just the organ that goes throughout it, the strings, the vocal and the drums. That's it. It's just kind of really, really quite standard. What we got? Got any more questions? So 1000 Memory says, found any new Rhodes or organ VSTs? Well, yeah, I mean that mono poly. That's a brilliant one for organs. Really, really nice. And actually, thinking about it, I also picked up a preset pack for the TAL-U-NO-LX. Let me start a new project because this is going to just crash this one. Don't save. Don't save the changes. Mind you, that track's all finished and sent off for mastering and everything now. Yeah, I picked up a preset pack for the TAL-U-NO-LX. So the TAL-U-NO-LX is a Juno 106 clone. And I love this one. It's really kind of cool. Where's my MIDI? Yeah, that's not the best patch, but you do have some nice banks within here. I think there's a few nice key ones within here. Yeah, so there are a good few patches on this, but I actually picked up this Juno Jazz collection as well, and some of these are really nice. In fact, let me, rather than try and use the keyboard and actually play some chords, I'm going to get some chord patch out. I think use one of my chord patches. How nice is that? It's so nice. These new patches from Juno Jazz. It's got that wonderful kind of garagey kind of sound. One of the patches within here I really love, and I haven't really kind of used it fully yet. It's one called My Old Man, which is just... It's very disclosure-ish. And I think the magic comes from it is with the LFO, because the LFO kind of makes it wobble slightly. Yeah, it's really, really nice. I was trying to remember who actually... can't remember what it is now. I can't remember who did it. Oh, it's Reverb Machine, isn't it? It's a Reverb Machine. I'm sure it's Reverb Machine. Yeah, they've got these kind of presets for it. Was it? Yeah, the Juno Jazz. This little preset here. I literally bought it the other day, and it's got some wonderful, wonderful sounds with it. Yeah, it says a whole load of artists that are really, know their shit. And yeah, this preset pack is amazing. So yeah, I'm going to probably be using that one going forwards. Any other organ VSTs? Yeah, I say the Monopoly is the one that I've been using the most recently. I also bought Complete 13 as well. Complete 13 has some that are pretty good, some organ patches. And in fact, I think the Super 8 has got some nice organ patches in as well. If you haven't checked out the Super 8, even if you don't have Complete, if you don't want to buy the whole Complete suite, Super 8 is actually, from Native Instruments, is actually a really nice little synth. It's an FM synth, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, some really nice ones within here. Yeah, so this Super 8 is amazing. It's got some really kind of cool patches on it. I think I've earmarked a few of them, but I think it's actually within Complete. I don't know, but yeah, Super 8 is really kind of cool, especially if you want that kind of FM kind of sound. I suppose that you kind of want that FM kind of sound if you want those kind of organy kind of sounds. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying that. So look, any more questions? Feel free to just drop questions in. Happy to answer any of them. Try the TAL VST with a Riffer. I love Riffer, If you guys haven't checked out Riffer yet, it is so nice. It's one of those things. So this is my kind of this is my template. In fact, I need to kind of actually really tweak it. I did a video last year on my Ableton template, and I've kind of changed it a little bit. And Riffer is definitely one of those things that I've added to it. If you haven't seen it yet, if you haven't seen my video, it's basically just a melody generator. I'm going to put that, let's put that TAL-U-NO-LX back in again. And let's pick the, what was it? It's that patch again, this patch. I'm going to route it to Riffer, and let's see what Riffer can come up with, shall we? What scale should we put it in? Do D sharp. No, A. Put it in A. And what this is going to do is going to generate a whole load of notes within that. Let's go. Let's do 8. Let's get a bit of drums in there. Get some drums in there. I'm going to pick out some of the Nightlife samples. Love these. If you haven't checked these out yet, they are quality, absolute quality. Let's get some garage going. I'm going to pull this in here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Probably too many notes there. Let's try this. Actually, let's take it down a bit. Basically just choosing what notes it's going to pick. Try taking the chord out actually. Oh, let's put a bass in there as well. The bass going. In fact, I think I've got the bass already hooked up to Riffer. Yeah, let's get a bass. I'm going to put in an operator. I don't know why I'm building a track all of a sudden. Let's get an operator in there. MIDI effect. Take the pitch down of that. See how that sounds. Anyway, I'm just playing around. I don't know why. I don't really know what I'm doing. But yeah, that TAL-U-NO-LX is just, yeah, it's really kind of cool. Love those presets within there. So yeah, TAL-U-NO-LX, definitely. Yeah, so is there anything else you guys want to know? Because I'm just literally, I'm hanging around here and I was just wondering if you guys wanted to know anything. Drop questions in the chat. Let me know what you want to know. I might just go for another track of mine if you want. Let me know. Oh, in fact, should I show you something really kind of top secret and very kind of new? Don't save. Yeah, I've got a brand new edit that I've been working on for my sets. Literally just finishing this one off. Be really nice to be able to get this out officially. But it is the what was it? I can't remember who's the original by. Sorry, my memory is absolutely terrible, and it's been really hot here in the UK, so my memory is just absolutely gone to crap. It really has. Fred again and the Blessed Madonna. I've done a little edit of this, little cheeky edit. Yeah, I had to. As soon as I heard the vocal, I was like, yes. Oh crap, vocal's gone. Oh, I moved the media. Set folder. Go search. There we go. I move stuff around. Yeah, so this is a little cheeky little edit that I've been doing.
We've lost dancing. We've lost dancing. We've lost dancing. This year we've had to lose our space. We've lost dancing. All these things that we took for granted. We've lost dancing.
Anyway, that's enough of a quick little bit, little kind of cheeky little preview. But yeah, that's a little edit that I've been working on for my, I guess, DJ sets when they finally come about. We're almost ready in the UK here, ready to go out and play. So yeah, that one's going to be a nice little one for my sets this summer, and also hopefully be giving it out to a few other little people, see if we can get some plays, some radio plays, and maybe get this released properly. So yeah, that's kind of a cheeky little preview. Is there anybody got any other questions or anything else like that before I log off? I honestly thought you guys might have a few more questions. I always kind of get questions in the comments, but nobody's really kind of dropped me anything in the chat. Drop me something in the chat. No? No more questions? Okay, well, I'll call it a day then, because yeah, I guess just you guys didn't get the notifications, unfortunately. I thought it would have come through. I didn't even get a notification myself, so I don't know what's going on with YouTube, to be honest. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this. If you want me to do these kind of again, then I will do. I'll certainly do more of these Q&As in the future if it's something that interests you guys. I've got a whole load of stuff out at the moment. If you want to check any of it out, head over to TrackSource or Beatport. Also, there's a whole load of my stuff on Spotify. So if you want to check any of that stuff out, you can do. I've got more videos planned for the channel. Got some new stuff coming your way very soon. And also, I've just done a few tutorials on Sonic Academy. So if you're a member of sonicacademy.com, I've done a new course on there, and also some tech tips as well, some house tech tips, which were really fun to do. So head over to sonicacademy.com and you can, you can find out more about them then. I hope you guys like this. So I'm looking at the chat. The chat is up there. I was just seeing some questions before I log off. Tony said, "Are you doing music full time?" Pretty much. I would say yes. I'm still doing other stuff as well. If you know If you know me, you know that I've got my finger in lots of different pies. I like doing different things. For example, I've been working on an update of my website for Ableton, my live themes. So themes for Ableton. Of course, Ableton's just released a new version, Ableton 11, and I'm trying to get Ableton 11 to work with the themes and stuff. So I've been working a bit on that as well. But yeah, mostly I've been doing lots of tutorials, lots of screencasts. Also, I can't show you it. Yeah, I don't think I can show you it. I haven't signed an NDA, so I might have been able to. But I'm actually I'm testing out a new plugin for a company, and I'm going to be doing some tutorial videos on that. I'll give you a quick little hint. It's actually a tool that I already use. They've come up with another product, another tool, which I think is really kind of cool. I'm really enjoying playing with it. So that's going to be coming your way in another couple of months, I think. I think they're still developing it. They're still making a few little changes. But yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of doing this full time. I am doing full time, but I'm just doing loads of different bits. So I'm not just sitting here all the time working on my own stuff. I also do lots of co-producing as well. So yeah, I'm always very, very busy. So yeah, anyway, I think that was the last question. So yeah, definitely, if you're up for it again, we're going to do another one of these sessions again. Hopefully you guys can make it along to the next one. I'll definitely try and put it out on all my channels. Hopefully you guys will see the notifications come through. If you haven't got the notifications for this live stream, then make sure you hit the bell icon next to where you hit subscribe on my channel. Then you'll be notified whenever I go live and whenever I do anything. So yeah, hopefully you guys will get that message. Okay. I will see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.